It was a Friday night, and I was home alone for the weekend. My parents went out of town for a wedding, and I didn't feel like going, so they let me stay. I wasn't really scared or anything. I've been home alone before, and it's usually chill. I just stayed in my room, watching movies, scrolling through my phone, and eating junk food. Around midnight, I paused my movie to get some water from the kitchen. The house was quiet except for the sound of the fridge humming. When I walked past the living room, I noticed something weird. The curtain near the window was slightly open. I could have sworn I closed it earlier because I don't like looking out into the dark, but I just brushed it off, thinking maybe I forgot. I went back to my room, locked the door, and kept watching. Maybe 15 minutes later, I started hearing faint noises. It sounded like footsteps, but super slow and soft. At first, I thought it was just the house creaking, or maybe a neighbor outside, but the sound was coming from inside the house. I muted the TV and listened. It stopped. I sat there for a few seconds trying not to freak out, and then I heard it again. Another step, but closer this time. My heart started racing. I grabbed my phone and opened my camera app to use the front flashlight, but I didn't want to make any noise. I just sat still, staring at the bottom of my door, waiting to see if there was a shadow. After maybe a minute, I saw something, movement, like someone's shadow passing by. I froze. I wanted to call the police, but I didn't want whoever it was to hear me. I texted my neighbor, who lived right next door, and said, "I think someone's in my house." He saw the message right away and said he was coming over. While waiting, I heard the sound again. This time, something like a drawer opening in the kitchen. I could literally hear the silverware clinking. Whoever was in there wasn't even trying to be quiet anymore. Then came the scariest part. My bedroom doorknob started to move. Just a little, slowly. I stared at it, holding my breath, trying not to make a sound. The knob stopped, and everything went quiet again. I texted my neighbor. He's inside my room's hallway. He replied, "Stay in your room. I'm calling the cops right now." About 2 minutes later, I heard loud knocking on the front door, and someone shouting my name. It was my neighbor. The second I heard that, whoever was inside must have panicked, because I heard footsteps running fast through the house, and then the back door slammed. I waited until my neighbor said it was safe before unlocking my door. He came inside holding a flashlight, and we checked the house together. The back door lock was broken, like it had been forced open. A few drawers were open in the kitchen, and my mom's purse that was hanging by the counter was on the floor, but nothing was missing. The cops came a few minutes later and checked the area. They said there had been a few break-ins around the neighborhood recently, but nobody caught who was doing it. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept all the lights on and stayed on a call with my cousin until the sun came up. But here's the part that messed me up the most. When my parents came home the next day, my dad was checking the house, and he found something by the window in the living room. It was a shoe print, muddy, clear as day. And on the glass right next to the curtain where I thought I forgot to close it, there was a smudge. Like someone's face had been pressed against it, watching.